Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. In this future timeline, we are actually going to change everything. We're going to follow the what if future timeline. Following what if Goku had his max potential, but this time, Trunks from the original timeline is not going to be here. The time will be cutting forward, and we will be having, of course, Trunks and adult Gohan. By this point, they're following the same steps as they're trying to avoid androids. Now, Gohan and Trunks have been surviving for this time as the other Z Fighters have passed away. Now, what happened? How did Goku lose? There's no way with his power that he could have lost. And it wasn't the heart virus that killed him. Goku would have actually survived a heart virus like that because of how immensely strong he was. He could have come back. But no, Dr. Gero has planned something else. So we're going to go back another 20-some years. Back when Gohan was just a young boy after they defeated Frieza. Trunks was not even born yet. And Vegeta has finally just started getting used to Earth and being around his friends. Raditz was with everybody, and Goku was the strongest being. Now in this timeline, Dr. Gero and the androids did appear, but Dr. Gero went to go battle Goku, and in this time around, he gave Goku a special present. What this is a device that Dr. Gero made, almost like a virus, and what it did is it basically turned its own power against him. Goku wasn't able to use any of his ki. It almost kind of turned off his ki reserves. Goku couldn't use any power at all. It did the opposite effect on him. It's similar to the effect, and you guys have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang with Fire Lord Ozai, he took away his fire bending, which the Avatar has this ability to take away bending. It's a similar concept, just with ki. That's exactly what happened. But Goku just had to rely on his speed and strength, but unfortunately, though he was very powerful, Dr. Gero was able to actually kill Goku. Thus, Dr. Gero can continue his plans. Since his androids can only get so strong, remember, he can only make them so strong. Same with Cell as well. So that is the reason why he had to kill Goku a different way. And there was no actual cure to fix it. Until, fortunately, none of the Z Fighters stood a chance, and one by one, they all fell to the hands of the android. Now, with Gohan and Trunks now together, they're both trying to do what they can to try and survive. Now, this is when Gohan unfortunately would die in similar events, as fortunately he would lose his arm, and unfortunately as Super Saiyan it was not enough to defeat the androids. They were too strong teaming up against him. Gohan would pass away. This would make Trunks be able to turn into a Super Saiyan as well. Now Trunks has been trying to survive until his mother Bulma has now made a time machine for him to go back and change the entire past. She gives Trunks a special medicine, and it's a device that'll go onto Goku's body to help kind of nullify this virus. But Goku will be out of commission for a while. Trunks understands, and he knows what to do, so Trunks would then leave, going backwards in time. Now we're going to cut forward to the present day of the current what if timeline that we are in. Trunks has arrived, and then Trunks would then find Goku nearby. Now remember, they still have 3 years before the androids will show up, just like before. So Trunks showing up is around the same time as he would have been killing Frieza in the original timeline. This is when Trunks would then meet Goku, and he would be in awe seeing how strong Goku was, as he's never met him before, but he's heard incredible stories about him. Trunks would then turn into a Super Saiyan, and he would then attack Goku just like before. Now Goku would block all the attacks with his finger in base form, as he would not need to turn Super Saiyan. But maybe to humor Trunks, Goku might turn into Super Saiyan just to do it. Then Trunks would then be really happy, and he tells him all about the androids, and the fact that Dr. Gero planted a special virus on him, and it's on him already. He states that when the time comes, he activates it, and it nullifies all of his power, thus making Goku almost a normal person. That is how Dr. Gero was able to kill him. Dr. Gero put all of his time into that effect, as the androids were strong enough to take out everyone else, unfortunately. But Goku was the biggest threat, and he only had one of these. But Trunks would then show a special device that would go on Goku's chest, and it would almost start to heal him and nullify this virus. But once when it happens, he needs to use this and put this on, or else if he doesn't, he will die. Goku then understands, as he would then take the device, not knowing at all what it is. They would then give it to Bulma and the others, since she knows that technology a lot better. Trunks would then quickly leave. Piccolo was nearby, and he would then hear what was happening. As the Z-Fighters all would have arrived sensing the new power level that appeared, Goku would have basically had to spill the beans on everything, telling them exactly what happened. Keeping some details out about how Trunks is Vegeta's kid, and also Bulma's his mother. That thing will be kept secret for now. Bulma would then take the device to make sure it's kept safe, but when Goku has any symptoms, they'll bring it right to him. So, for the next 3 years, Goku, Raditz, Gohan, and Piccolo would begin their training. Now, Goku would mainly begin training Gohan, Piccolo, and Raditz because Goku knows that he died in the other timeline. So in case that happens, he wants to make sure that they're as strong as possible for that. This is when Piccolo knows what he needs to do as well. Piccolo would then fly off a little bit earlier than the original, and he would then go fuse with Kami. Now this would make Piccolo complete again, as now he's very powerful. He is stronger than he was in the original timeline when he fought Android 17 by this point. Now Raditz already has unlocked Super Saiyan with the help of Goku. Gohan has already unlocked the power as well, and the beings of likes of Vegeta, he's struggling too, but soon we all know that he will unlock the power as well, having a lot of motivation to try and surpass Kakarot, which we know will never happen. So Goku knew that they were more than ready. Now, as 3 years would then pass, near the city, the androids would then make themselves known. It was Dr. Gero and Android 19. At Dr. Gero's whole plan, he waited for Goku to arrive so he can kill him and activate the device. Now remind you, this device will take a little bit to destroy all of Goku's energy because he has so much of it. Now once when Goku then arrived, he would begin fighting Dr. Gero first actually, and Dr. Gero would then activate the device as he was barely even able to dodge because Goku wasn't taking things seriously because there was no threat at all, and the Z-Fighters were so strong, there was nothing that Dr. Gero could really do. But Android 19 was a lot stronger than he was. So, Android 19 would then grab Goku, surprising him, since they can't sense their energy. He would then take a very, very minuscule portion of Goku's power. This would increase his power tenfold, making Android 19 way stronger for the Z-Fighters to actually fight. All the Z-Fighters would then team up and begin fighting Android 19, as Dr. Gero would then showcase some new technology that he made for himself. Goku would then try flying in to deliver a punch to Dr. Gero, but it would phase right through him. Dr. Gero basically turned himself to be phaseable, so he can go through any object and Goku can't hit him. Now Goku's power was being sapped away as the virus has already started. As a light started to appear on Goku's chest, it made a loud thud like a heartbeat, making Goku fall over, as Goku's power was being sapped away. Dr. Gero would then begin laughing, as now, all that power was being transferred to something. Goku would then fall over, as Yamcha would be able to get Goku away in time and put the device on Goku's bare chest, which was in a lot of pain, but it was starting to destroy the virus and replace his power and fix it. So, Goku is now needing all the time he can to try and recover, as he'll be bedridden for days on end. Dr. Gero would be able to escape just in time, and he'll be able to activate Androids 17 and 18. Now these two androids are way more powerful than the original, but the Z-Fighters are much stronger, but there will be a very tough fight. Raditz, Piccolo, and now Vegeta, who's appeared now, all stronger alongside with Gohan, would all team up and battle the two androids. Now, Android 16, would he be there? I'm going to say for what it purposes, yes, and we're going to get into him shortly. Gohan would actually battle Android 16, and he was actually able to hold his own a little bit, but Android 16 would not kill him. And he would then tell Gohan that he doesn't want to kill nobody, just Goku. Gohan would then maybe try and convince him, telling him to get out of here and go enjoy nature. Which, over time, Android 16 would then kind of stay away from the Z-Fighters. Android 17 and 18 would be confused as to why he's just getting away from them, but they don't care less as they're too busy fighting together. Now these androids were stated to be stronger than the original ones, but they are very strong. Now, with all of them teaming up though, unfortunately, the androids are too powerful. Now, unfortunately, the Z-Fighters will not be able to catch up to these two androids until Raditz has an idea. Raditz would then tell all of them as he was slaying on the ground defeated, his top armor was destroyed, he would then tell them all to give them his energy. If they can combine all their powers, he might be able to at least kill maybe both of them at the same time. Now, Vegeta was the last one to give his power. It was almost a similar scenario and scene to when Broly in Dragon Ball Z movie, Broly was fighting Goku, and Goku was begging them for the power. Once when they give Raditz the power, he then powered up in a Super Saiyan form further than he's ever gone before. He would then fly in and punch a hole right through Android 17's chest, killing him instantly. This would then shock Android 18 as out of fear, she would then run away. Now, a couple of days would pass as it was dead quiet, no androids were seen by them. The Z-Fighters would all recover and they would try to find the other two androids and kill them. Now, unbeknownst to them, in the lab, something was being created. Once when Bulma would actually arrive at Dr. Gero's lab, going through all of his items, she would then find a device that was holding something, and it was glowing of pure power. As she sees that its power readings are beyond anything she's ever seen before, it's mind-boggling. But its P signature was kept hidden, but nobody could sense it. He would try hacking into it to open it up, but unfortunately it would not, as then it would say hatch mode. And then unfortunately, water would then dissipate, as then a being was standing right in the middle of it, with tubes all over it. And this being was none other than Cell. He will have the same look as Perfect Cell, but you could say Cell Max with a mix of red in there as well, but he's perfected. So he doesn't have any of his previous forms, but he has the majority of the power of Goku within him. He's not as strong as the current version of Goku, but he's very close. So Cell is insanely powerful. He would then look to Bulma, and he was getting ready to kill her before Vegeta would then fly in, delivering a powerful kick to Cell's neck, which would actually catch Cell off guard. But it wouldn't. Even though Cell was off guard, it would then maybe creak his neck a little bit, but Cell would then laugh at Vegeta, stating that, well, even with the sneak attack, I'm still too strong. He would then toy around with Vegeta, slapping him around during the fight, as then Vegeta would then tell Bulma to get away. The other Z-Fighters would then jump in, all tag-teaming Cell. As all 5 to 6 of them were attacking, Cell was tanking their attacks with zero effort. He was actually already bored. He wanted to fight Goku, that was his biggest treat, but he heard that the plan was that for Goku's already dead. Fortunately, he's kind of let down. Maybe he could battle some other strong beings. And then far off, a purple cat would begin sneezing in his sleep, feeling a pretty strong power nearby. This is when Goku would then be sweating laying in his bed as he can sense Cell's power. Goku's still not recovered at all. Now this machine is slowly giving him his power back, so Goku still has a long way to go. This is when Cell would then find them quite amusing, as Cell would then spare them. Why? Because he wants to see what happens when they get angry. Cell wants to see Vegeta's power, because he can sense it. Bulma being around, Vegeta's power level spiked. Bulma would then try to hit Cell to get him away, Vegeta would then stare in shock as Cell would then slap her right across the face, Beer style, as she would then fall. Vegeta would then stare in shock, as then sparks would then appear off his body, as Vegeta's hair would get a little bit more spikier. Vegeta would then transform into a Super Saiyan 2. Out of pure rage, he would then fly in full speed, hitting Cell with everything he had. This is when Vegeta would then cup his hands together, pouring every ounce of energy he had into a full power final flash, blasting the beam far off into the solar system, making a massive explosion. This is when Vegeta would then pass out almost, falling to his knees, as he would then see in the large, massive crater that they made, Cell would then stand right in front of him, smirking. Cell would state that he almost felt it, as that was really impressive power, but unfortunately, it's nothing compared to him. But that one really got his blood flowing. He needs to kind of stretch and try out this new body. He would then flick Vegeta away Beer style, as he would then look around and see if anyone else wants to try playing the game. As he then looks around, he sees that the Z-Fighters were all defeated. He would then get interested. Since there's nothing else to challenge him, he would then give them all 12 days to grow stronger in whatever way possible. Since Vegeta's new power-up interested him a little bit, as he would then still, remember he's holding back massively by the way, he would then allow them to basically go train for a little while. He's just going to go mess around because there's nothing else for him to do. So he would still do the Cell games. His Saiyan blood just can't deny how strong Vegeta got in just a few seconds. So imagine if they had 12 days, it might be a little bit of fun. Now the Z-Fighters would all be recovering as Goku was still out cold. He's going to be out cold for longer because of this major strain on his body, and this machine is slowly repairing him. But Goku was still out of commission by the time that the Cell games start. So, once when this happens, all the Z-Fighters would then prepare. They've all went into the hyperbolic time chamber. Some of them have even gone in twice. Sometimes even tried getting in 3 times, since Piccolo could, because he doesn't need food or anything. He can just drink water. So, Gohan has actually seen the biggest growth out of everybody, since Piccolo and Raditz would also go in there together. Remember, Piccolo doesn't need food to survive, so he can go in there. And Piccolo doesn't really need a bed to sleep on, he can just float and meditate. They would then notice how Gohan has the most untapped potential. They would then utilize this to their fullest extent. They would then train Gohan for 2 years inside the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. And of course Raditz would get his training in as well. Now Vegeta and then Trunks, who has arrived already, would begin their training as well. With Vegeta's help, over time, they would then help Trunks unlock Super Saiyan 2. Now Vegeta has learned to control Super Saiyan 2 on his own right, and now he's trying to learn to master it and find something more powerful, but that's the limit of his power currently. Now Piccolo has trained this really hard for himself, and he wonders if he can use the Dragon Balls, but he's afraid to because he knows that Cell knows about it, and he doesn't want Cell to appear and cause issues. Now this is when Piccolo would have an idea. They bring the Dragon Balls inside the Room of Spirit and Time. It makes sense, but unfortunately if they try using it, well, then unfortunately the Dragon Balls would scatter across the Room of Spirit and Time, and then you're lost. But they do have one idea. They would then do it anyway, because they have a plan. They would have the Dragon Radar. And with this, the Dragon Radar can follow the Dragon Ball signature. Now they would summon Shenron inside the Room of Spirit and Time. They only have one wish. Piccolo would then wish to have his potential unlocked. Now the Dragon Balls would then scatter. Gohan would use his speed to be able to catch one of the Dragon Balls, which is turned into stone. Now they would then follow the readings, as now they will leave one Dragon Ball in the Room of Spirit and Time. They would then use this to kind of have like a waypoint back. So with their super speed, they were able to travel around the whole dimension and were able to find the Dragon Balls quickly. Then they would just head back to the center where the Dragon Ball was. So they would then bring the Dragon Balls back out after they're done with training. Gohan has seen a massive growth. Gohan is already in Super Saiyan 2 by this point, and he's even starting to touch new levels of power that we don't know about yet. Piccolo, with this new form, was able to unlock a potential unleashed form in a way, and he's even grabbing on something else maybe, but he thinks this is the limit. Raditz also has Super Saiyan 2 as well, learning the power on top of this. Now all the Z Fighters would then step on out, as they were all ready to fight Cell. Now these versions of the characters are way stronger than the Cell arc. These versions of the characters are in the Buu arc plus level of power already, especially having 2 years of training. Now, once when they arrive, this is when Vegeta would want to step up first. Now, Goku was still getting very injured, he wasn't able to really get up yet. Goku would still be out of commission for right now. Until Goku would then sense Vegeta's power level dropping, as even though Vegeta was in Super Saiyan 2, trying everything that he could not touch Cell. Cell was just too strong, unfortunately. Even though Vegeta's trained a lot, he's gotten respectfully way stronger, he would then be knocked out of the ring. This is when Piccolo would actually step up and state that he has this. Piccolo would then turn into his potential unleashed form, and Piccolo is already the most powerful being there, other than Cell. This would then make Cell interested, as Piccolo would then fly in attacking Cell. Two of them would begin trading blows back and forth, as Cell would then comment on how much stronger Piccolo is than everyone else. Now Piccolo's power level is far exceeding that of the Buu arc already, and into the Dragon Ball Super levels of power easily by this point. So yes, Piccolo is insanely strong. Way stronger than the other Z Fighters. That wish really worked out well. Now Piccolo would begin to get overpowered by Cell, because even though his potential unleashed form is very strong, Cell was still holding back. Though Cell was starting to get a little bit excited, as Piccolo was actually able to land a very tiny scratch on Cell. This would then make Cell begin powering up and overpower Piccolo, ripping his arm off. Piccolo would then regenerate, as this is when Piccolo would then fire his special beam cannon. Cell would then easily block the attack, and he would then redirect it by firing a massive Kamehameha from one hand. This is when Piccolo was then hit with it, barely surviving, as he would then fall through a massive crater. This is when Piccolo's power would then go the extra mile. Piccolo would then transform into Orange Piccolo, increasing his power massively. Piccolo would then clash with Cell. As Cell was shocked by this revelation of power, Cell would then only use more of his energy, using the purple, black, and greenish aura surrounding Cell, as he would then attack Piccolo. Now Piccolo was holding his own for a little bit, but Cell was still holding back some power. But Cell was starting to get there, as Piccolo pushed him the furthest than anyone else has. They would just beg that Piccolo can maybe hold off long enough, as Goku can sense that Piccolo is starting to lose. Though Gohan and the others would then try rushing in to try and help, they were all in vain, as they were just irritating Cell. They have an idea, as then Krillin would then fly in front of Cell and use the solar flare technique. Cell wasn't expecting it, it would blind him, as all the Z Fighters would then give Orange Piccolo their power. Now by this point, Goku would then force himself to get up, struggling as he panted. Chi-Chi would then try to stop him, telling him what is he doing? He can't fight. Goku doesn't have a choice. He can't have his friends there die. Goku would not be able to put his top G on because of the device that's right on him, but he would then forcefully get up, and unfortunately Goku can't fly just yet, or he won't get there in time. He would then call Nimbus, as Nimbus would save the day, flying right towards Goku. Goku would then fall on top of Nimbus, as it would then take Goku towards the fighting area. They would then sense a really strong power level arriving, and it was Goku. Goku was weakly standing up, as he would be right next to his friends, as Piccolo was fighting Cell still, as it was a pretty bloody fight. Cell had some scratches on him, but Cell was really impressed by Piccolo, but unfortunately Cell still holding back. He would then grab Piccolo's fist and then kick his leg from out under him, throwing Piccolo to the ground, and he would then state that he was only using maybe 40% of his actual power, but it was really impressive. He would then kick Piccolo to the side, as Goku would then slowly walk onto the destroyed arena. Cell's smile would only get bigger. He's alive? This would only make him even happier. As now the virus was already destroyed in Goku's body, the machine is trying to repair the key in his power. So that's the reason why it's still on, as it's almost like a harness vest on his body. Goku would then tell Cell that he can't let him destroy these planet, and that he will stop him. Goku would then get into a battle stance, as Cell would then smirk and say that you're a broken shell of who you really are, but fine, I'll humor you. He would then deliver a powerful punch to Goku, knocking Goku through the pillars. Goku would then get up, barely, as Goku would then look and see blood. For the first time in Goku's life, his eyes, he's finally getting hurt. This then instills a fire within Goku that he's never seen before. Goku knows that his body is not fully recovered yet, but he doesn't have a choice. As Goku would then begin powering up, he would then fly in and try to fight Cell, but Cell was clearly outmatching him. It was almost similar when Goku was fighting DBZ Broly. He was being clearly outmatched. Goku would then try to punch through Cell's barrier that he made, but it would then blast Goku to the ground, as Goku would then keep getting up. As the time was going on, Goku was only getting stronger and stronger. The machine was utilizing more of his power, letting him grow back to his full self. Now by this point, the Z Fighters have already used pretty much all the sensu beans that they know of, as this is when Cell would then deliver a powerful punch to Goku's chin, knocking Goku around, as Goku was badly wounded now, and the machine was beginning to fail on him. So now Goku can't even get fully recovered. Goku would then grab the machine and then rip it off of his body. The virus was destroyed, it's just that Goku's not at full strength. Goku's not even a fraction of it. Goku would then smirk at Cell, stating to give him all he has, as this is what Goku actually needs deep down. For the first time, he can actually go all out on somebody. Even though he's nerfed, he can actually fight somebody full strength. This is when Goku would then power up to a Super Saiyan 2. Just from seeing it and feeling it before he can transform into it, he would then give a powerful punch right to Cell, and Cell would actually spit blood. The two would begin trading blows back and forth, as Cell would then utilize 100% of his full strength. Their blows would begin shaking the entire universe, as the purple cat far off would then start sniffing in his sleep again. His ears would twitch as he would then sense a large power level. But unfortunately, when Goku would then put all of his energy into a full power Kamehameha wave, he would then collapse, spitting blood, as he used up all of his power. Goku was just far too weakened. Cell had half of his body blown off, as he would then recover, and he thought that he was going to die, but he remembers that he can recover any injury. Cell would then state that this was truly fun, but it's game over. Now, this is when you're going to have Piccolo, who would then fly in and try and attack Cell, but Cell would then swipe him to the side. Now, this is when Vegeta, out of anger, alongside with Trunks and someone else, would try to distract Cell, until Krillin would then feel something in his pocket. He would then look and see that he had the spare sensu bean. It was in his belt waist. He would then run over to Goku, telling him to take it quickly. Goku barely had any energy, as Krillin helped Goku chew it and swallow it. Goku would then, his eyes would then widen, as he then had a big smile, as Goku was now back to full power. Cell would then look, as Goku's white aura would then flash around him, similar to almost Ultra Instinct, but not the real form. Goku would then look at Cell and say, "You can't beat me now." Cell would then fly in and deliver a powerful gut punch to Goku, but Goku would just stand there and stare at him, cool reverse Super Saiyan Goku style, and state, You're hurting people. What have they done to you? This is when Goku would then power up. As it's been so long, he would then deliver a powerful punch and knee to Cell's stomach. Goku would then put his hands together, and he would not hold back. Goku would then fire a full power Kamehameha wave, completely incinerating Cell, killing the bio android. All of his friends would then hug Goku, except Vegeta and some of the others, as they were happy that he was alive and back to full strength again. And Goku would then thank Krillin, as Krillin technically saved the day. If it wasn't for Krillin, all the Z fighters would be dead. Put a W in the chat for Krillin. Now this is when Goku would then return home to his family. Now as we know, Goku never died in this what if, so he would never go to the other world anyway to meet King Kai or to meet anybody else from the other world to learn the fusion dance or Super Saiyan 3. Now over the next 7 years, Goku would continue training. And this is when Goten would still be born. Gohan, I feel like having more people around him, Gohan would probably continue training, not to get rusty, but he would still continue his training and keeping in good shape, not being a full bookworm. Goten was actually utilizing most of this. Since Goten already had crazy potential, training alongside his father for the next year or two, it was almost similar to how Pan was being trained alongside with Piccolo too. This is when Goten would already have Super Saiyan, and he would begin to tap into the realm of Super Saiyan 2, but not just yet, but he's getting there. Vegeta would already have their son Trunks, and Trunks would turn into a Super Saiyan instantly as well, because they're prodigies. Now, this is when the World Tournament would still happen. Goku would then meet up with everybody, happy to see everybody. Now, Vegeta is not as spiteful or crazy as he was before, because he knows that he can't surpass Kakarot. He's accepted it. He's accepted the fact that Kakarot is number one. He understands this. But this doesn't mean that he wants to try to surpass him one day. That's a goal that he's going to hold on to. Now, this is when they would all meet the Supreme Kai, and the Supreme Kai would then tell them about Majin Buu. Now, the Supreme Kai knows about Goku because why? He sensed his power earlier, so he knows how strong Goku is. He would then ask Goku personally if he can come along to the Z Fighters to basically go fight Majin Buu for him real quick, and go find him mainly. Goku would then agree, as it was almost like a quiet mission. Goku, Supreme Kai, and Kibito Kai would then fly off. Now, Vegeta would also come along because he wants to see what's going on. Piccolo would stay around side with Gohan and Raditz just to make sure that nothing bad happens, and if anything does, Goku can just fly back and get them. Now, once Goku and Vegeta would then arrive, they would then see Babidi's ship. Now, they would then go inside. Goku would see Yakon, and I feel like Vegeta would then take the limelight here, as Vegeta would then power up into a Super Saiyan 1, then burst into Super Saiyan 2, killing Yakon. Pui would have been killed with the one shot before. Now, this is when Dabura would then appear, as Vegeta can easily dispatch of Dabura. Now, this version of Vegeta already having the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, on top of the fact that in the Cell arc he was already in Buu Saga levels of power. Vegeta by this point is near the level of, let's say, Super Buu, which is way stronger than he was before. He's near the realm of Super Buu and Mystic Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, and Gotenks. So Vegeta is absurdly powerful. Now, Vegeta would then fight Dabura, and he would easily dispatch Dabura. It's not even a realm of a challenge to Vegeta. And then the Supreme Kai was shocked with how strong these Z fighters were, but Goku was scaring him the most. He could even rival Beerus in his mind. Babidi would then try to take over Vegeta's mind, but Vegeta would then decline it, as he knows, no matter what he does, it's not going to be able to defeat Kakarot. He knows this. And Goku's not evil anyway, so he can't corrupt his mind. They would then find Babidi, and they would then kill him. Now, just to mind you, the Supreme Kai would do this all before the tournament even started, so Gohan's energy was never taken. So Majin Buu would not have enough power to be revived. So the Supreme Kai would then take Majin Buu's egg to keep him hidden and locked away, and he would then fly off. Goku was actually really let down, as he really wanted to fight Majin Buu. And, he is what it is. Maybe it wasn't much of a challenge. They would then fly back and enjoy the tournament. Now, Goku and Vegeta were tag team to fight each other, so I feel like over time, Vegeta and Goku would then have their match. Vegeta would then turn into a Super Saiyan 2 and then battle Goku. Goku was in base form, but Goku wanted to respect Vegeta. So Goku then turned into a Super Saiyan 2 as well, beyond neg suppressed, and he would then fight Vegeta. Now, Vegeta knew that he had no chance, but he's going to prove himself that he is at least second, at least. And he's going to prove that he's not a pushover, that he is the prince. Vegeta would then charge up a new attack that he's been training for, and it was called Gamma Ray Burst, which is basically the buffed up steroid version of Final Flash. So he would then hit Goku full force with it, and Goku would then stand there. His clothes were pretty tattered, and he would then tell Vegeta that he's grown a lot. And then this is when Vegeta would then step off the ring, losing the fight. So they all get the prize money, which they're very happy with it. Chi-Chi would then spend it within about 5 minutes because it's Goku, and that's Dragon Ball Z comedy. Now that there was peace, Beerus would then awaken, as he senses Goku's power immediately. He would then tell Whis about the premonition that he had of a rival who can match his power. Whis can feel his power too, very dormant. He would then look at his staff and state that this mortal, as Whis will begin sweating as he can feel it, that this mortal has more untapped potential than potentially even Zeno himself. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below about me changing up the Future arc a little bit for you guys and changing up the Cell arc, as this was the only actual way to make Goku even relatively weakish to even get damage fighting Cell, or else the Cell arc would be very boring for you guys. But I hope you guys do enjoy it. Now stay prepared for the Super arc, as some of that stuff is going to be changing massively. But anyway, thank you all so much. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.